Have you ever noticed how some people just stop replying? No argument. No fight. Nothing obvious. They just vanish, but still post online like everything's fine. They say they're just busy, but somehow they've got time for everyone else, just not you. And that stings, doesn't it? Because deep down, you know, if they wanted to talk, they would. But here's the truth. They're not busy. There's something deeper going on, something psychological. And once you understand it, it'll change how you see people, and how you see yourself. So let's talk about the real reason they ignore you, and why it's not always your fault. You see, being ignored cuts deeper than being rejected. At least rejection gives you closure. You know where you stand. But silence? Silence messes with your head. It makes you question your worth, your importance, even your presence in someone's life. You start replaying every conversation. Every message. Did I say something wrong? Was I too much? Maybe they just got busy. But that, maybe, it keeps you hooked. It keeps you checking your phone, telling yourself stories to fill the silence. Until one day, you realize, they're not busy. They're just not prioritizing you. And before you take that personally, let's break it down. Because when people pull away, it's usually not about you. It's about what's happening inside them. Reason number 1, emotional overload. Sometimes, people ignore you not because they don't care, but because they just can't handle connection right now. They're overwhelmed. Mentally. Emotionally. Spiritually. When life feels chaotic, people tend to withdraw. And not everyone knows how to say, "Hey, I need space." So instead, they just disappear. You text them, they see it, but don't reply. Not because they hate you, but because they don't have the energy to be present. They're running on empty. And here's the truth. You can't force someone to connect when they're disconnected from themselves. Their silence isn't rejection, it's self-preservation. So instead of chasing, give them space. Because if they truly value you, they'll come back when they can finally breathe again. Reason number 2, they feel judged or drained around you. This one's uncomfortable, but real. Sometimes people pull away not because of what you say, but because of how they feel when they're around you. Maybe you didn't do anything wrong. But maybe your energy feels tense, needy, or negative, without you realizing it happens to all of us. Think about it, have you ever avoided someone who constantly complains? Or someone who always turns every conversation into drama or self-pity? Not because you hate them, but because being around them feels heavy. Well, sometimes, you might be that person to someone else, unintentionally. And people are drawn to calm energy. They pull away from chaos, even subtle chaos. So if you feel like people keep drifting away, take a second and ask yourself, what energy do I bring when I show up? You don't have to be perfect, just self-aware. Because awareness changes everything. Reason number 3, they've reevaluated the relationship. Here's a hard truth. Sometimes people distance themselves because your role in their life has changed. Maybe you were close once, but life shifted. They grew, or you did, in different directions. And instead of communicating that, they slowly fade out. You'll see them liking other people's posts, hanging out with new faces. And it hurts, because it feels like you were replaced. But here's the thing. Not everyone who walks with you is meant to walk forever. Some people are just chapters. Not the whole story. And holding on to what's fading only keeps you stuck in the past. When someone stops choosing you, that's your cue to start choosing yourself. Don't chase closure from someone who's already closed the door. Reason number 4, they sense you need them too much. Let's be honest, people can feel neediness. Even through a text. If every conversation depends on them replying. If their silence ruins your day, that pressure pushes them away. Connection thrives on balance, not dependence. When someone senses that their response controls your emotions, they subconsciously pull back to protect their space. So the next time someone ignores you, don't panic text. Don't over-explain. Don't beg for attention. Pause. Breathe. Redirect that energy back to yourself, your peace, your growth, your goals. Because the moment you stop chasing, you start attracting. Let's be real, being ignored hurts. It's one of the most silent forms of pain. But it's also one of life's greatest teachers. It teaches you who's genuine. It teaches you emotional independence. And most importantly, it teaches you that your worth is not measured by someone else's attention. Because when people ignore you, it doesn't define your value. It reveals their capacity, their priorities, their emotional maturity. You can't control how someone treats you, but you can control how you respond. You can choose whether to shrink from the pain, or rise above it. So stop taking silence as an insult. Take it as information. Information about who belongs in your life, and who doesn't. Use that information to build stronger boundaries, deeper self-respect, and quieter confidence. Because when you finally stop chasing the ones who ignore you, you make space for the ones who see you, hear you, and value you. So let me ask you, who are you still waiting for a reply from? And what if, instead of waiting for them, you started replying to yourself? To your needs, your dreams, your purpose. If this message hit home, drop a comment below and tell me what you learned. Because awareness is power, and the moment you understand why people ignore you, you stop blaming them and start freeing yourself. And hey, if you want more videos like this one, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs this reminder today. Because remember, they're not busy. They just can't meet you where you are. And that's okay. Because you're not meant to chase. You're meant to grow.